So the tournaments have come to an end for this week, and that means that the Australian Open seeds have been confirmed. So let's take a look at them. That's right, and before we go anywhere, make sure you've hit a like and subscribe to the channel. And as you can see on the screen, last year's champions, Sabalenka, Jannik Sinner, and no surprises, who's the number one seeds coming in to this year. Let's start with the men's, and Jannik Sinner is the number one seed. Number 2 seed is Alexander Zverev. Number 3 seed will be Carlos Alcaraz, and number 4, Taylor Fritz. So that means we could see a potential semi-final of Alcaraz versus Sinner in this one. That's the big thing we're going to be looking out for when the draw takes place. But look who's below. These are potential quarterfinal matchups. And we've got Daniil Medvedev at number 5, Casper Ruud number 6, Novak Djokovic at number 7, and Alex de Minaur down under in at number 8. There's some really interesting matchups there. I mean, we could potentially have Jannik Sinner, Carlos Alcaraz, and Novak Djokovic all on the same side of the draw. I mean, fingers crossed for Novak that he doesn't have that happen. I mean, I've seen a lot of people saying he's probably just going to get Taylor Fritz as he normally does, but let's wait and see. Going down the seeds, Andrei Rublev, number 9. Grigor Dimitrov at number 10. Stefanos Tsitsipas at number 11. We got Tommy Paul at number 12. Holger Rune at number 13. Ugo Humbert, number 14. Jack Draper. Come on, Jack. Let's see if he can follow up on his US Open semi-final and do well down under. That's number 15. Lorenzo Musetti with a new haircut at number 16. And now we see the other 16. It's starting with Francis Tiafoe at number 17. We've got Hubie Hurkacz, just been playing some fantastic stuff in the United Cup at number 18. Karan Khachanov at 19. Arthur Fees at number 20. Ben Shelton, I mean, he's at 21, but all these names I'm just reading out, they haven't been in the best of form, to be honest. And that goes for Seb Korda as well at number 22. We got Alejandro Tabillo at number 23. Jiri Lehechka just won a tournament just yesterday, but he won off 2 retirements in the semi-final and the final. So I don't know what to make of that, but he still got to the final and he still won the tournament. So can't really say more than that. Alexei Poprin at 25. He is a real interesting person that some of the other players in the draw will want to avoid. He's been on the up. Thomas Mahatch as well. I mean, he had a bit of a self-destruct moment in the United Cup, but he is a really, really good player and I expect him to be back to his best. And Jordan Thompson, look at 27. Who'd have thought it? Like a few years ago, I wouldn't have even considered him up in these type of seedings, but he's done so well, and he is a dangerous player, especially in Australia. Sebastian Baez, not really a hardcourt player, but he's still good for a couple of rounds, I reckon. Felix Auger-Aliassime at 29. We got Giovanni Mpeci Perricard at number 30. Well, I mean, that is definitely one to watch out for. That serve is crazy. Francisco Cerundolo at 31. And number 32 is Flavio Cobolli. I've got some dangerous unseeded players. I've only gone for 4 on each of the men's and the women's. Let me know who you think the most dangerous unseeded players. Throw out some names. I want to hear who you are picking, and I'll come back to them at the end of the tournament. Give you some plaudits. Maybe you'll do the same for me. I don't think my ones are too crazy, though. I've gone with Matteo Berrettini at number 35 in the rankings. I mean, he's just outside the seeding, and after coming back and playing Davis Cup, I thought he looked pretty good. I think he's one always to watch out for. He's done well in Australia before. Yeah, it speaks for himself, really. Next one, Alexandra Muller. Just literally won his first ATP Tour title, beat the likes of Kai Nishikori in the final, and had to win every single match in 3 sets, coming back from a set down in all of them. I think he's just shown great resolve. I mean, will he fizzle out? Has he played too much tennis? I mean, he's got a little bit of a buffer. He can have a little rest. I think he's shown enough to make everybody aware that he is dangerous now. So keep your eye out for Muller. And Malazan, that's another person I think always dangerous. If he turns it on, he can beat nearly anyone in the world. We've seen him beat Alcaraz. We saw him beat Rublev recently as well. I think a dangerous player. And of course, Nick Kyrgios. How can we not have him on the list? I mean, if he plays, I'm hoping he does. Nobody will want him in an early round. Maybe Jannik Sinner will want him. I just want him just so he can shut him up and stop him running his mouth. I doubt there'll be any handshakes in that one if it does happen, but it is one that I would love to see. Moving on to the women, and we have obviously Aryna Sabalenka. What a year she had last year. 2 slam titles and looked pretty damn good doing it. She's the number 1 seed. Iga in at number 2. I mean, it's weird to not have her as number 1 seed, but I feel like the tide is turning a little bit on the women's tour. Sabalenka's growing in confidence. Coco Gauff at number 3. She's growing in confidence as well. Just beat Iga the other day to win the United Cup and the WTA finals. She was the champion there as well. Jasmine Paolini. So she's at number 4. I mean, what an incredible year she had last year. And now she is in there with the big 4. She is one of them at the moment. Will she stay there? I mean, you look down at the next 4 competitors. Kim Win-Jeng at number 5, Rybakina at number 6, Pegula at number 7, and Navarro at number 8. It is quite interesting. I quite like this little section that we've got here. Obviously, if you're someone like a Jasmine Paolini, you'll probably be hoping, I mean, to be on, I mean, it's difficult to say because they're all tough matches. She does well against Rybakina, though. I mean, if she gets her inside her side of the draw, who knows? I mean, Paolini, I'd love to see her do it again, but it's a big ask. Right, down to number 9. We got Daria Kasatkina at 9. Danielle Collins, she's still doing the damn thing at number 10. We got Paula Badoza at number 11. Diana Schneider, ooh, the young Russian. She's not started the year that well, but last year was great. She is at number 12. Kalinskaya, another Russian, at 13. Mila Andreeva, another Russian, at 14. I mean, I've been really interested to see how all of those 3 get on. They're very exciting players. We got Beatrice Haddad-Maia at 15, Ostapenko at 16, always a threat, especially on hard courts down under. Marta Kostyuk, another one which I've actually put in my top 10 for the end of the year. She's still only 22. I mean, I think she started playing at like 15. And I think it was the Australian Open, which was the first slam she ever played in. It's crazy to think that's 7 years ago now. Insane. Donna Vekic is at 18. Yeah, one that JG likes a lot. Madison Keys, another one of JG's there at 19. Karolina Mukova at 20. I mean, you just don't want her in your side of the draw. And I think the same goes for Victoria Azarenka, despite the fact that she's 35 and she's now a mum. She's great in Australia. And you don't want to have her in your section. So I think Saba, Iga, Coco, Jasmine Paolini, they'll be looking out for these sort of names and just hoping they can avoid them in the section. We've got Freck at 22. Katie Boulter, come on Katie, recently engaged to Alex de Minaur. She's going to be riding a wave of joy at the moment, so I'm hoping she can continue that. She took a set off Iga in the United Cup, which was really, really solid tennis. We've got Samsonova at 24, Putintseva at 25, Alexandrova at 26. We've got Pavlyuchenkova at 27, Svitolina at 28, Linda Noskova at 29, Leila Annie Fernandez at 30, Maria Sakkari still sneaking into the to the seeds at 31. She's doing better than Jabeur. Jabeur's outside. And we got Diana Yastremska at 32. Let's have a look at my dangerous unseeded for the women's, and feel free to disagree. I'm sure there's going to be some people who are going to disagree with some of these, but I'm all ears. Tell me your ones in the comment section. I've gone with Ons Jabeur. She's number 40 in the rankings. She's 30 years old, from Tunisia, and we know that on her day, she's one of the best in the world. Hasn't shown it over the past year, but it's still in there, and we have to believe that Jabeur can turn it around. Next up, Naomi Osaka, number 49. I know she did just retire injured out of a final she was playing, but if she plays, she has a chance, and she definitely has a chance of even potentially winning the event if she plays her best tennis. The next one's going to cause a bit of a stir. I've put it in there just because I feel like you've got to. This is Emma Raducanu at number 60 in the world. She's been, she was injured, but now she's come back and she's training again. I think if she plays her best tennis, we know she can win a Grand Slam. Haven't seen it since she won the Grand Slam, but doesn't mean it's not in there still. So I think she's still one player that the top players will want to avoid. I mean, despite the fact she hasn't done that much, she still brings a lot of eyes to the tennis court, and if you don't play well under the big lights, then that's not a match you want. And last but not least, Sofia Kenin. Yes, number 80 in the world and former Australian Open champion. She had a good run at the back end of last year. She actually looked pretty good in some tournaments and went quite deep. So she's only 26 still, and we know when she turns it on, she can win a slam too. But those are just my picks for dangerous unseeded players. Tell me yours in that comment section below and let me know. So out of all of those players you've just seen in the seeds, which players do you think are the lower seeded players that you think could do well at the tournament, could cause an upset, could knock out one of the big guns? I want to know your thoughts. And if you haven't done so yet, smack that like button, subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one.